Welcome, everybody, to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your game master tonight for our first episode of Tomb of Horrors. And CJ, that might be the last time we have happy music on the channel there.
I mean, it's
Dang.
it works.
You
Maybe
liked it,
just
right?
in the opposite order.
You liked it, right? You like the dark intro with then the standard fanfare.
Yeah, but maybe reverse it next time. Do the standard fanfare and then go into the darkness.
Okay, maybe we'll have to
Keep
do
the
that.
mood going
We'll have to
as
do
we
that.
come in.
Yeah, well, I did want to set the tone with that intro, and for sure, it's gonna be dark, shadow dark, some might say. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. We've got quite a few people here watching us tonight. Thank you for stopping by. I will say this is going to be a very interesting campaign. If you watch Session 0, which I guess you don't have to watch Session 0 to understand what's going on, because nothing in regards to story occurred, during that. But yeah, I think it's worth going back. It's, maybe not right now. Stick with us, okay? Stick with us. But maybe at some point go back and watch Session 0, because we had we were laughing. It was a fun time making these characters. The Shadowdark character creation is very interesting, and we had a lot of laughs because we rolled some crazy items, which then we realized don't really work. So we had to fix them a little bit post, but yeah, we had a great time making characters. And of course, let's introduce the cast here. We've got CJ, Nate, Chris, and Estelle back again. This is going to be different than the campaigns we played in the past, because we're using Shadowdark rules, but we're playing the old school module Tomb of Horrors. Got it right here, okay? Now, of course, I said in the Session 0 that this is going to be a campaign. This is not just going to be a one-shot dungeon. We're starting, at or we're not going to be starting at the dungeon. There's going to be some story. I kind of homebrewed a little kind of tag-along story to go with this, so that it's more entertainment value. Maybe one day we'll just see meat grinder how fast we can try to do the tomb. But for this is going to be true story making. I have a lot. I spent a lot of time working on stuff, so naturally you won't choose to see any of it, I'm sure. That's the way it goes, right? Players just do what they want to do. So we'll see. We'll see.
Heading straight to the dungeon.
Right,
Won't
exactly.
hang out in town for too long.
Yeah. Who needs to stay in town? Just go.
Who needs to get provisions? We'll be fine.
Yeah, I got 3 rations. We're good.
I didn't grab any rations.
Oh, you might starve.
It's all right. I'll eat my flint and steel.
I'll summon some frogs for you to eat.
Thanks.
Free frogs for Estelle all day, every day.
Or does the spell say that they disappear?
That's a great question. Like if you eat them, like if
The
you eat them,
calories.
do they just disappear from your body? Yeah, I don't know. That's a strange one. Only in Shadowdark. We'll find out. That's another thing too. I want to just say to everybody, this is our first time playing a Shadowdark campaign. We played the one-shot, the Wavestone Monolith. I've played a couple of games of Shadowdark now, even off stream. But I think that this game is very different than D&D. But at the same time, it has a very familiar feel. And I think we're going to find some areas of the game where we're like, oh, this is awesome. And other areas of the game we're going to be like, I don't know how that works. And we were already coming to that conclusion, I think, before we hopped on tonight. We were just finalizing some things on our character sheets, and we don't know how some things work. So if you play Shadowdark, if you are very familiar with the material, we'll be learning it. Let us know in the comments below what you think, and if we made mistakes in the rules. This is all part of the learning process here. I've been trying to, this year, expand the channel and showcase new games, Shadowdark being one of them. So we want to learn it. Let us know. Don't just say, you're doing a great job if we made some rules mistakes. We want to know them. Be kind, but let us know. All right, so real quick, some introductions here. We're going to go around the panel. You're going to tell us who you are and a little bit about your character. Very short, because I do want the character development to be in-game. But I do also want you to make sure you tell us any final choices you made from Session 0 to now that are different. All right, that would include your magical items and things like that. So let's go with CJ. CJ, you're the human bard, right?
No, I am a goblin bard. I went goblin. Gotta go, Goblin. I don't know. I don't know what the voice is. It's something like this, I guess. I'm not gonna do.
Oh, is this full on squirt the oil can?
It's no, it's different than Squirt the Oil Can. Squirt was like a little bit like this, but he was from New Jersey, you know. But like, yeah, I don't know. You gotta get like something around here. I guess this is kind of where it's gonna go.
Oh dear.
Uh but yeah, I'm playing Grix the Goblin. He's a bard. Um, maybe he's like a Chicago or something. I don't know. Bard Goblin decided to go with the god from our Illustria campaign, the god Pontus, who is a the god of gambling, as I have a small little bit of a gambling addiction. Maybe, you know, I like to roll the dice, I like to spin the wheels, I like to, you know, get myself into a little trouble. I might owe somebody a lot of money, so I'm hoping that these guys can help me, you know, make the scratch that I need to pay off a couple guys so they don't come and break my legs. But I think that's gonna work out. We've been adventuring for quite a while because I'm a level 8 bard here. I've got my chainmail, my short bow +2, my +2 short bow. I should probably sell all this stuff to help you know, pay off my gambling debts, but it's all really worthless. It's got more personal value than actual value. I got
How are
I got
you
a
broke
wand of
in 8th
protection
level?
from
That's
energy.
what I need to know. You must have so much money, no?
I do, but it's, you know, it's all personal wealth. It's not the kind of stuff that I owe a lot more money than I have. It's the compounding interest, you know, it's terrible these days.
It is.
So I got a wand of protection from energy. I got myself a wand of detect magic as one of my magic items. I also have this luxurious item here. It's a set of cutlery made from white marble, which is almost useless if
Oh
you
my
really
God.
think about it.
That would be worth a pretty penny.
Probably, but it's also kind of worthless because marble's not really good for making cutlery from. It's really dull.
Oh, the blade is. Oh, they're all marble. It's not
They're
like
all
the
made
handle.
of. It just said, I rolled on the table. It said white marble cutlery. I don't know what that means.
I'd imagine the
Oh.
handle would be marble and the cutlery would be metal still.
Oh, I just imagine the whole thing is
Okay.
made of white marble.
Let's go with that. I like that better.
It's-
I like
but
that better.
yeah, I picked up some stuff, and that's me. That's Grix. I'm Grix, the goblin,
Thank you,
hanging
CJ.
out.
Thank you. So the big
Owing
changes were you went goblin fully at the end of the session 0. You were waffling back and forth, but you went full goblin. And then the items you took were the luxury item was the marble, marble cutlery. What was the weapon?
I took a +2 short bow because I'm gonna stay in the back.
Okay.
I'm gonna, and then I also took a wand of detect magic, just a regular old wand of detect magic. Doesn't really have any boons or what's the benefits or curses.
And what was the item you rolled in the session?
And the item I rolled was the wand of protection from energy that requires me to drink blood once per day.
Yes, that's
So,
right. Yes.
Hopefully we'll find a lot. I might have to get some of those frogs.
Yeah, one
too.
thing that was commented in the on session 0's comments was that we had to be careful which wands we can use. So one of the things you might see is a lot of the players, we ended up re-rolling just the spell on a different spell list. Now this might not be allowed in the game, but I thought that those wands that we rolled were so cool that I didn't want them to go to waste. So everything's pretty much the same. They just rolled on a spell on their spell list. Now again, if we made a mistake, let us know. But I think that's what we're going to go for now. Let's jump down to Nate.
Howdy, everyone. Name's Sonny. I'm a demon knight, dwarven, and just the brightest disposition you ever saw. I got 36 hit points, an armor class of 17, and unfortunately, I'm paired up with a bit from my friend Typherius. That evil god, he's infected me, and he comes out now and then in a demonic possession where I really let loose, but I'm fighting him back the rest of the time. When he comes out, though, I only use it to take down true evil, throw it right back in old Typherius's face. The
Now, of
scroll I got is a good old scroll of poison. Disadvantage on dexterity checks. But I can't be knocked over. Lucky me. Spells, I can cast fog around myself. I got some other stuff. I'll show you later on. For a weapon, well, I'm partnered up with the Blade of Vengeance. She's a gentle girl. +2 bastard sword. And I get advantage against the undead. And it lets me cast turn undead as well.
Oh.
And after a good fight, wielding that girl, I like to kick back with my pipe of the rolling hills, celebrate, heal up those wounds, have a toke. The only thing I got from my past is my holy relic greaves. Wear them on my legs, remind me where I'm going.
Oh, I love it. Yes, a dwarf from West Texas. Any characters I was saying?
Just grizzled. She's old. Oh, Sunny is she's a lady dwarf. I could describe a little more. She's bald. She has a beard. Likes to brag that it's bigger than any other dwarf she's ever run into. It's a black beard with streaks of almost like a bright blonde. They kind of course
Ooh,
throughout it.
interesting.
And wears a headband with a very common jewel inlaid up here.
Okay.
Not about the looks. Yeah, got a real sunny disposition. This Sunny.
Love it. Love it. And I may need to tweak the token then. Because I didn't put the black hair with the blonde streak. I've got a traditional brown hair dwarf here, but that's okay because the tokens are there's plenty more where they came from. So we'll see. We're using
All right,
Printable
cool.
Heroes.
Yeah, we can mess with that.
Yeah, as usual, I'm using Printable Heroes. I put the link down below in the description for that website. Awesome. So you are a dwarven, and of course, one thing I want to say is because we're using my homebrew, or not my homebrew. I guess it is my homebrew game, but we're using our homebrew campaign that was created by Mike and Randall, who also been on the channel, Illustria. Because we're using the Illustria campaign setting, we are going to be using the Pantheon, and so like CJ was, what was your god again?
It's a Pontus.
Pontus, the
Pontus,
gambling.
yeah.
Yep. And Nate's obviously. Go ahead, CJ.
The god of gambling, yeah.
Yes, of course. And then CJ, or Nate, obviously in the previous campaign, played a paladin of Hyperius, the god of the sun. Today, he's introducing us Sunny, who is the god of the darkness, basically. Typherius, who is the foil to
god of
Hyperius.
despair, fear, and mayhem, and is the direct kind of opposition to Hyperius.
Yeah, and of course, this is based on the actual Shadowdark RPG class called the Knight of St. Idris, where it's like a demonically possessed knight, the do-gooder, but has this deep, dark secret that comes out from time to time. And we decided that you're just going to kind of be, you don't know exactly how this came about in your life. It just, it's something you've had to deal with, and you've dealt with it well. And when you don't, people get hurt.
Yeah, I have a good understanding of life and death with my background as a healer, and I view myself, my title is a judge, so I view myself as kind of the judge of life and death when it comes to the foes I face.
Awesome. And of course, we'll see how that plays in game, but it means you're going to do quite a bit more damage with your weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump up to Chris.
Hello. My name is Sir Zer. I am a priest of Rymera and the leader of a group of individuals. Don't you dare call it a cult. And that is what I am.
And we talked about how you were a cult member, but or sorry, not cult member. The background was cult member or whatever, but you don't really walk that path or really ever followed it, correct? Or maybe you do. Maybe you've decided you do.
I just said I am. His title is a cultist. His background was a cult member. So yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you're a card carrying member.
Card carrying member. I guess he likes to call himself the leader of this cult, but
Gotcha.
you know,
You would be a pretty high member.
yes,
For sure.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. He's dressed in magical mithril plate armor, carries a longsword, and he wears robes of a blood red hue, with a blood drop emblazoned on his shield.
Mm.
And he's slightly insane, as you will see.
I can't wait. And what magical items did you take? You said.
Oh, his item. So he's got a gauntlets of might, which give him an 18 strength, because
Mm.
he's actually more of a war priest than a holy priest.
Yeah.
And his wand, which he rolled, was a wand of augury, which will probably come in pretty handy. And then his magical mithril plate mail.
That's awesome. Excited to see how this cult member, demonically possessed knight, and goblin, gambler,
Kenny Rogers.
degenerate
Oh, just wait till we meet Estelle's character.
meets. Yes, exactly. So I was gonna say how the three of you deal with whatever Estelle cooked up. Estelle, what do we got here? Who's Agatha?
Agatha. Agatha is a elven witch
Oh dear.
who is haunted by a restless spirit, whom she is convinced is the reason why every sixth person she meets betrays her. Yeah, Agatha's here for a bit of the ride. Her coven wants her to do this. And the party is the only group of people who she's fairly certain won't betray her at any given moment.
I was gonna say that part of that item that we have here is mechanical too. It's 1 in 6 NPCs that you keep with you will betray you. So you do have to stick with who you trust, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I? Yeah, that was the bone carved wand,
Right.
which now has it was originally Magic Missile, and it's been switched over to Willowman.
Willowman.
But yeah,
okay.
1 in 6 NPCs will betray me. Benefit is I know Celestial and I can fly for 3 rounds per day.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Quite the back and forth there. I also picked up the cloak of the bat, so I can fly if it's dark. I can become a little bat if it's dark and just fly around
You
like
could
that.
fly all day long. It seems you got all these powers here.
Yeah. And I also where did it go? I picked up the Obsidian Witch Knife. Yeah, gotta go with the flavor here.
Jeez, not the goblin knife.
No.
CJ would have loved that.
Yeah, and I got this like very much like an old like wizened woman, very long pointy ears, like big bulging eyes, very like kind of gaunt, and she has a black fluffy cat named Pretty.
Pretty. Oh,
Yes,
perfect.
that is the
Excellent.
familiar.
Excellent. Yeah, so actually I do have some tokens here. Let's switch it over so we can see the tokens that we've chosen. We'll have to maybe change Nate's hair color, but generally speaking, this is the ones we got from Printable Heroes. Check them out, link them below. We got the cat, we got Agatha, Zur, we've got Sunny, and Cher. I mean, Grix. Got it. Perfect. Look how handsome Grix is, honestly. Perfect bard,
Absolutely.
if you ask me.
Very, yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to talk to that guy?
We'll be going back to the Roll20 very soon, but before we do that, I got to give a shout outs here. Thank you to Jason and Greyhawk Exile in the chats for the super chat. All wishing us all the best and a good start. Thank you. Appreciate all the support. I might as well do it now. CJ's here. So if you'd like to like and subscribe to the channel, if you haven't done so, please do that. It helps us out. You can check out down below the links to ways to support the channel. Appreciate everything. Just watching is enough. But more on that later. Let's touch on the background of this game and let's get started. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Cue the music.
Yeah, I got it right here. Okay.
Bob knows how to set the mood.
I hope so.
Dum, dum,
I think it's starting here.
dum, dum.
There's some music coming in. All right, we'll let that marinate. All right, everybody. So this story doesn't start at the Tomb of Horrors. Story starts on the road to Perseverance, the name of the town, or the village, I should say, that you are headed to. Perseverance is a budding settlement nestled on the western frontier of a vast and untouched land. It was born just over 6 decades ago. This vibrant community stands as a testament to the pioneering spirit and determination of its inhabitants. Now, this is taking place in our Illustria campaign, so we're not on the same continent that Keep on the Borderlands was set in. That was the continent of Ilmith. We're on the continent of Vartim, and Vartim is the most southern continent on the world. There are 7 of them. This is the most southern continent, and generally speaking, has quite a few benefits, mostly being a little more remote and therefore a little bit more peaceful. Not as much conflict between nations, yet there are some bigger cities that do compete nearby. But Perseverance is a small frontier village, just about 650 in population. In the past decade, the population has grown. What truly sets Perseverance apart is its unique and prosperous economic draw. You see, the village is situated on the edge of a dark wood. The forest is renowned for its mystical properties, harboring rare and magical flora and fauna. Local herbalists and alchemists have tapped into this forest's secrets, extracting powerful ingredients for potions and elixirs and the like. These have been highly sought after by both adventurers, scholars, collectors. But that's not why you're here. You're not here 8th level heroes because you want some plants. No, you're here because of the mine. A surge in population increased in Perseverance in the past decade, and this is owed to the village's recently discovered platinum mine, situated only about 2 days' travel from the village proper. The mine has drawn the attention of many, but particularly a dwarven mining company. What's interested you specifically about this mine in the village is the village actually sent out a request for aid. There's been a mining accident, or an incident maybe is what they said. The mine, maybe, is not entirely free of residents. The speaker of the town has asked for heroes in the region to help clear out the mine, and maybe save any miners for a small but lucrative stake in the mine itself. Stake in a platinum mine? And that's why you're here. So that's the information that you would have known going into this adventure. Perseverance is the town, and you're headed there, and that's where our game will start. Before we do this, though, do you have any questions, anyone to clarify about that background? I know I just dumped a lot of information on you, so... Okay, your silence is good.
I'm good.
Your
Just
silence
think.
is good.
I question the southernmost continent not being Antarctic.
And how many stakes are in this mine? I want to know what we're getting here.
That's a good
It's
question.
not a steak mine, it's a platinum mine.
Medium
I
rare.
think a steak mine is called a farm.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Where Sonny comes from, it's a cattle farm. If you ask
Cattle
her.
mine.
We rodeo down there.
So
Run.
let's see. So basically that's the background you would have known. If you did any research or anything like that, you would have learned that this like I said, this place is not very old. Only about 60 years old or so, and again, a small population, but it's been rising over the last decade. I'm going to switch us over to our Roll20 map so you can see a map of Perseverance that I spent many hours creating and then failed to save and then had to create again.
Bless you, Babo.
Ooh.
That's lovely.
That's a nice little town.
Let's switch it
It
over
would
here.
be a shame if something were to happen to it.
Yeah.
Bob, this is adorable.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
want to move here now.
Hold on that thought. You might not want to live here just yet. Perseverance. The first thing, yeah, and you can put your tokens there. It's actually totally fine to put them there because you might be moving your character to certain locations and such. So put them at the start. Yep, that's fine.
Where we come in?
Yeah, you're coming in on the road. Yep, this main road. It's called Main Street. It's a very unique name. You've never heard of it before.
Never heard of that. Ooh.
How do we get our tokens?
Just drag them from the journal. You should have your character journal. If you
It
can't
doesn't
do it, I
look
can
like
do
your
it.
token until it gets to the screen.
All right.
I see
Yes.
Estelle.
There I am.
Oh, I can move everybody.
Yes, I gave everyone access to everyone's token, just so that you could, if you needed to move somebody out of the way because their token was like covering yours or something. Also, just in general for light purposes, if we're in a dungeon, I'd prefer you all to just be able to just know where you are on the board. Not that big of a deal, but okay. So you enter. Flanked by two very large guard towers, you can see there aren't many guards. There's just a handful of guards kind of milling about at the base, but they don't even really recognize you or welcome you when you come in. The guards are mostly milling about and having their own private conversations. You walk right on by. To your left, when you enter in, you can see the village proper. It is a pretty big open area before you get to what looks like this massive temple in the center. Let me just read you the description of this temple briefly, because it's the first thing you really notice past the guard tower. While Perseverance offers a charming rustic atmosphere, the cobblestone streets wind their way through the village, all dwarfed by this massive stonework temple, which seems to be just a tad out of place for this frontier village. The air is filled with the aroma of freshly baked bread, and the sound of laughter at the local tavern can be heard. You also do see that beyond the entryway in, the first few buildings, that there is someone who looks like they are in charge, whereas the other guards, when you enter through the main gate, didn't really seem to take notice. You do see one person who looks like they're in charge based on their weaponry, their insignia of the rising sun on his shield. And you can see this man who's probably upwards of like 30 years old. He seems to be directing people and, kind of ushering larger groups across streets and out of the way as carts go rolling by. But he also seems to be ushering people into the temple itself. He'll notice you and kind of wave and beckon you to his side of the street. What do you do?
I'll go up to him.
I will follow behind.
Hello,
approach.
dearie. Yes? You wish to talk to dear Agatha?
I wish to speak with all of you. You're here for the meeting, correct? About the mine.
Oh yeah, the mine. We're here for the mine. That's our thing. That's they told us there was a problem with the mine we were gonna get some money out of the deal, looking for some platinums. Really could use as much as I can get out of this. What's going on? Are you in charge of the meeting?
He says, Gideon Kilgore, captain of the watch here. I want to make sure that everybody gets to the meeting because it's starting soon. And he looks up towards like the sun, and it's now it's up in it's morning time, but it's getting up towards noon. And he wants to make sure that everyone who is getting to this meeting is going to be there on time, because it's strange that you came here. There's a lot of other people, and they look like adventuring types. Now that you're really getting your bearings here, everybody that's ushering through the streets, they look like they're competent. Maybe dozens of competent adventurers ready to test their mettle here in Perseverance. And he looks at you and says, "Did you get delayed? You're just arriving now?"
I mean, yeah, we were very busy. The road is very long from where we were coming from.
We
just
had to
heard
kill
about
some
it.
evil things along the way.
It was that's a thing we had to do.
I don't appreciate your tone, young man.
We also all just met on the road, so
Oh, did you? I thought you knew each other. Oh, you're telling him that? Okay, gotcha. I'm getting it. And he'll look to all of you and he'll say that's fine. It doesn't really matter as long as we can solve this problem. That's the most important part. This way, and he motions to another group crossing the street, and then you see a woman walk by, rather. I would say similar in age, maybe a 30-year-old woman. She has long red hair, and she seems to keep a very modest dress, right? Like she's not. Most of the people in this area now, you notice, are adventurous, so they might be having armor and things like that on them. But she looks like a citizen of the town, and she'll wave, and she'll even say, "Hello, Gideon." And you can see as she waves and walks by, books in hand, that he just kind of like continues his stare. Rose, bye, Rose. See you.
Hello there, Rose. How you doing? Hi. How you doing? Yeah.
She's across the
hi.
street, so she doesn't really hear too much, but with all the commotion, but she'll nod and wave to you as well, CJ.
Yeah. Hi.
He goes, now to the temple. You want to make the meeting. You're not going to want to miss it. Go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He says, afterwards, if you need help, I can guide you just a bit. I know that it might be difficult coming to a new village, so if you need lodging and things like that, let me know. I can direct you.
I know it seemed like Rose kind of wanted to show us around, but okay, I guess if you that's it's up to you.
He gets bright red. And he's like, no, she's a villager. She's off. She's a teacher at the school, so she's going to teach, and I'm sure she doesn't have any time for you.
Well, I'll make time for her, I'm sure.
It's been
come on, let's go.
long road, obviously.
Yeah,
Get. He said, get in there.
All right.
Push past
We're going, okay. We'll go in.
Just kind of
We'll head over to
move in and push him along.
the temple, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So you head into the temple. The temple is massive. Now that you're at the foot of it, it's so out of place. It's so much larger than the rest of the buildings here. It seems like it was, and it's very newly built. You can tell that within the last few years it was completed. You're a dwarf, Nate. Give me a quick intelligence check as you approach.
Yeah. Got a 14.
Yeah, this is finely crafted. It probably took maybe most of the decade to build. It's a colossal edifice fashioned from weathered gray stones, and the workmanship on it is really top notch. You can see it stretches towards the heavens, but it's got this facade that's adorned with intricately carved reliefs depicting mythical creatures and divine figures. You can also see that the architecture bears the hallmarks of Lithirum, which is the god of roads and wealth. His iconography is the wheel, and you can see that the wheel is adorned throughout all of the insignia here on this church.
I take a moment to silently appreciate the craftsmanship, and it was built in the last 60 years.
The last decade.
Oh, the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
Looks crisp, new, nice.
This would have taken quite a large crew to build, and honestly, doesn't even with the 14. I would say you may even guess that it could be dwarven craftsmanship.
Yeah, recognize my people. I really appreciate what we do to this land, bringing some good somewhere.
It's a pretty big church. Now, despite this temple's undeniable majesty, its presence in the heart of the village does seem a bit out of place. Like I said, almost as if it were plucked from a faraway land and dropped into this countryside. It's
so do the other buildings in town don't seem like dwarven craftsmanship?
Definitely not. They're mostly modest. Yeah, mostly modest homes. But you do notice that there's some newer structures. And while they're not dwarven craftsmanship, they are still nice nicely crafted homes and buildings. Maybe perhaps with more time to explore, you can get your bearings and see some more architecture. But for now, more adventurers are pushing past you into this temple.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, whoa, watch it.
I was gonna say I'd probably push him back.
Fair
People keep
enough.
bumping into me. We should probably go with the flow of traffic and move. They keep saying, "Get out of the way," you know. Well, you should probably keep moving in.
Yeah, we
So
go in.
So you head into the temple, and just like the outside, the inside is just as grand. You can see rows and rows of pews. There are multiple altars made of marble and other stonework. You can see similar imagery to the outside here, to Lytherum, the god of the wheel. And in the backsplash of this entire church is just a massive wheel. It almost looks like the wheel is like a rising sun. And you can see that there's maybe 20 or so adventurer types just like you here, as well as some villagers. The people who look like they're commoners are here as well, just kind of sitting along the pews, sitting with the adventurers, looking to maybe hear at least what the information is. So in total, there might be like 50 people in the temple at this moment. I'll let you mingle with some of the people. I'll give you a couple of people stand out to you. I'm just going to read you a quick description of some of the people that catch your eye, and then you can tell me what you'd like to do. So the first one that you see here, you see a woman. She is a human. She seems to have armor that would equal maybe yours in value. It's high quality, and you could tell that she has gained enough of a fortune to have these nice equipment. She also has some sort of a weapon stowed on her back, but you can't really make out what it is from this distance. She has long flowing blonde hair, and it's tied neatly back into a ponytail. You also see a man who is probably he is, a dwarven man who is probably the hairiest man you've ever seen. When I say hairiest, I mean it. Almost like a chia pet, where there is hair, just tufts of hair, like popping out of every possible piece of armor. Even the helm that he seems to be wearing is also just flowing curls edging out of the armor.
Is my beard bigger?
No, unfortunately, no. It's more well kept. But
I like finger my blade at my side, thinking about cutting his beard.
oh my god, you monster!
What kind of indignity you would impose upon this?
And
I
then
just introduced my character who said they had a bigger beard than any dwarf they'd met.
yeah. Well, now you've met your match. That's funny that you said that because
I'm coming for this guy.
he's the hairiest dwarf you've ever seen.
Are you really gonna insult him and cut his beard off?
Mortal enemy decided.
A real dwarf would.
You also take note of a human who isn't wearing nearly the amount of armor that everyone else is here, but he has a hunter green cloak. But you can tell beneath it is bright red hair, bright red. When I say bright red, it's a vibrant, almost like a blood red. And you can see it's long, but it's not nearly as hairy as the dwarf. And it's like I said, even though it's not well kept, it's hidden mostly by his hood. You also see
redhead, you say.
he is a redhead. Yeah.
All right.
You
This town
also
is full of redheads, I see.
Yeah, there's actually two so far you've met here.
I know.
Rose and this man.
And this guy. This is a...
I didn't know that you liked red hair so much, Grix.
I didn't know that either until I showed up and there's all these redheads.
And the last thing I'll say about this person is, while he is sitting rather quietly, like the others were, they were sitting rather quietly, stoically, this man is actually kind of petting. There's a dog to his side, a mastiff to his side, and he's petting that mastiff, just kind of to calm him, as the mastiff is kind of very alert of what's going on. People are walking by, and he's kind of calming him down as people are walking by and making sure he doesn't get too jumpy.
Dog have red hair too?
No, the dog is think like Sandlot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, think like Sandlot dog. So, those are the three people that probably just, I would say, stand out to you right away. But you're here, and you seem to be ready for whatever announcements are to come. What do you want to do?
Hey, Agatha,
Hmm?
you want to go spin that giant wheel? I kind of want to go spin that giant wheel. I want to see
Yes.
what would happen if you spun that giant wheel.
I don't want to
Yeah.
pop your bubble here, but the wheel is merely in sort of like ingrained into the backsplash of this temple.
Oh,
It's just a
it's
large,
like a relief.
yeah, like a bas relief of that. So it's not something you can actually physically. It's not Wheel of Fortune here, you know, not Price is Right.
I still kind of want to try, but I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna peruse the room for any individuals that look like they are weak-willed and shy, and I'm going to try to sit next to them and try to convert them
Sure.
into my
Convert them into what?
cult.
Give me
Oh.
give me a wisdom check.
In a church.
What a
I want you to give me a wisdom check. And of course, everyone, just letting you all know here. So obviously, Shadowdark is mostly is a dungeon delving sort of game. So a lot of the mechanics, like, you know, the moving around initiative, we're not going to do that unless we're in the dungeons or, you know, we're in a combat situation. For this, we're just going to obviously roleplay it just like a normal RPG. So Chris, what'd you get?
An 18.
An 18. Yeah, you'll survey. Now, you can tell, you've been adventuring long enough, you can tell the difference between a civilian and an adventurer. But this one is riding the line. You're not too sure if this person is a civilian, if
Perfect.
they're some sort of adventurer, if they just don't know why they're even here, if they've wandered into the wrong temple. You could see a short, a human, I would say short human, maybe like 5'5", and they are wearing like thick frame glasses. They look like they're wearing some sort of robes, but it could be like a homemade robe. Probably just more gray than anything. Carrying
Okay.
around a bag, an adventurer's pack, but no visible weapons.
I'll go and sit next to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna contemplate how I'm gonna get that wheel to spin for a little bit.
Okay. So do you want to
But,
like go up to the altar, beyond the altar to get to the back?
No,
Uh,
I'm gonna engage in with one of the people.
Okay.
Wait, can I go to Grix first? Real quick.
Grix?
Grix.
Yeah.
Rix, I just had an idea for how you can get to that lovely wheel.
Oh yeah, yeah. What do you got for me?
Come here. Come here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna bop his nose and cast invisibility on him.
Oh. Okay.
Where'd I go? Where'd I go?
Oh, go, run!
Well, okay. Then I'm
Fly,
gonna-
lovely, fly.
Are you
with
gonna
that, I'm
move?
gonna try and head up towards the.
I would say a few people saw you cast it, and the adventurer types don't seem to bat an eye, but they look to you, and they're looking to you, Estelle, to Agatha, because they are unsure of the reason you did that, and so they're kind of just on alert. I'd say the dog, CJ, as you pass by the aisle, will growl and sort of get to attention, and his owner will kind of hold him back by his collar.
I wave at her and say,
Hello, lovelies. It's always good to help out your fellow adventurer, no?
Some people will cheer to that. Others will just turn their heads back to the altar, waiting for whatever announcements to come.
Oh, I want to wait exactly for the time when the announcement starts.
it only lasts 10 rounds.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't
Well,
know how
we'll see.
long that is for this, but
I think it's similar to D&D, so it would be like, you know, roughly
about a minute.
Yeah,
six
about a minute.
seconds, 10 seconds, yeah. So a minute or so.
okay.
And Nate, what are you doing? And then we'll go circle around to Chris.
I pull out my pipe, load it up,
Nice.
start taking a puff in the corner, Aragorn style. And I'm trying to play this character lawful. I
Sure.
think that fits with it. I'm gonna I retract that. My character wouldn't have thought of cutting off the beard.
Fair
I think
enough.
my character Sonny felt like a pang of jealousy for a moment, and like blinked it off. Just kind of like
That's the
Yeah.
demon speaking.
Yeah, don't. It kind of blinks it off, lights up the pipe, and goes to relax for a moment. But does definitely that Sunny's eyes are locked on the dwarf, the hairy dwarf. Um, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you're watching the
So
hairy dwarf.
I'm checking
and-
him out. I don't think Sunny's one to go engage in conversation.
Okay. So, Chris, you kind of take an interest in this young man. You sit down beside him in one of the pews, and he'll actually instinctively say sorry, and move over just a few inches, giving you room to sit down. Sorry,
sit down.
sorry there.
I'll sit
Canadian.
down and I'll just kind of stare off in the same direction that he is, just kind of quietly for a moment. And then I'll lean over and I'll simply say, "You realize you're stronger than you know. You could do
Oh.
anything when you put your mind to it." And then I'll just kind of trail off again and keep staring.
Thank you. That was very kind of you to say.
I'm grooming
Yeah,
recruits.
that was very kind of you to say.
Catch a predator, illustrious style.
I think I am. I think I am more powerful than his voice cracks, and I am. But yeah, this will be my first adventure.
Ah, good. Don't be afraid to try something new.
That's my old pops used to say. Don't be afraid.
What happened to your pops?
He died.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Ran over by a cart full of wheat.
I laughed for a second. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I did not mean to laugh.
What's funny is he always said he went against the grain. So. It wasn't a great joke. He is really dead though, but terrible
Well,
accident.
so there's no one looking out for you?
Well, I'm an adult. I don't need anybody to look after me.
Oh, we all need someone, son.
Well, you know anything happened to the miners? What do you think happened? Was it a ghost or was it a? That's
What do
I'm
you
hearing.
think happened? Did you hear anything?
I'm hearing that it's a ghost. That mine is haunted.
Oh. Are you gonna go there and investigate?
I'm fairly certain I am. I just I got the call and I'm here. Name's Cornelius.
Cornelius. Which god do you pray to, Cornelius?
I'm not much of a religious man.
Ooh. Well, today might be the day to find.
Did you just cackle and like do this with your hands, like flutter your
Yes.
fingers together?
Right in front of him.
Right in front of him?
Yeah. Today would be your day to find God.
I guess Lytherum then. What a magnificent church.
How about Rymera?
Rymera? Who's? I don't know Rymera.
Ooh. Let me tell you. And I'll kind of lean in and start telling him about
Indoctrinating him.
Rymera, the goddess of war and blood.
Well, that sounds all nice and all. You mind if I join up with you? You and your crew, or you have a group, a party they
Oh.
call it.
You would be very welcome to join up with us.
All right. I am a great and powerful wizard.
Excellent.
I mutter under my breath as I see from afar. Not again.
All right, we could use someone of your power.
All right. Awesome. I'm excited.
Love it.
I'm very
Excellent.
excited. All right.
We
Should
need
we-
more fodder for the party here, guys.
Should
so-
we? You want me to introduce to your friends, or is it? Are you friends with that guy? And he points to the guy with the dog and the red hair, and he's like, "He looks
No,
menacing."
No. My friends are off doing their thing. I'll introduce them to you in due time, apprentice.
We look like such an evil group.
You do look evil, don't you?
We all look evil, I think.
I think we're all pretty self-serving. That's for sure.
Sonny's lawful.
Yeah.
Didn't decide if that was evil or lawful good, but it's lawful.
I brought my lawful good cup today just to make sure that there was something represented.
I should have
Sonny,
gotten that goblin dagger.
Sonny realizes the benefit of learning about these other knuckleheads that might be in there as well. Gotta know more about this dwarf, so puts out the pipe and make her way over to the dwarf, the hairy dwarf. Stand awkwardly next to this dwarf for a few seconds.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the dwarf will. Honestly, he doesn't seem that perceptive. So when you kind of get closer, make your presence known, give him the stare, you can see him like picking things out of his fur. I'm gonna call it fur for all purposes. It's just so much hair everywhere, like dark, thick, curly hair, and he's just picking stuff out of it, like old food. Maybe even he finds a bug or two. Little like I would imagine he's not very clean, so he definitely is picking some stuff out and he's like flicking them away. The odor is probably gross as well.
I lean in and I say, on the outskirts of town, there's a plant shaped like a star, and if you squeeze the oils out, rub it through your beard, it'll really help you with that.
He looks back and he's like, "Well, ain't you the most beautiful thing I've ever seen?" And then we cut. You seem to hit it off. I mean, he's chatting with you. What is there something you want to discuss specifically?
I would say, Sonny's not one to be too surprised, but probably a little bit of a wide eye there. She regains herself.
Tell me more about these oils.
Well, you learn to master the flora, the fauna of the land. You can survive anywhere. Take care of yourself while you're doing it.
He's he stands up now. He'll stand up to you're standing next to him, so he'll stand up to get to your height. He's actually a bit taller than you. He's a much broader shouldered. I know you have a strength of 18, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he when it comes to physical presence, I mean, he's a very large dwarf. He must have a very high constitution. His shoulders are wide. He looks very strong as well. Clearly some sort of a fighting type of dwarf, similar to yourself.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You can get almost immediately though the sense that he just is not very smart. Like he'll start like picking his nose or doing very unkempt things that you wouldn't want to really do in front of people. This doesn't get the social contract really.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna find my way out of this conversation pretty soon, but I'm gonna get a little info first.
What, you here with a crew? Well, yeah.
Nah, I'm here by myself, but I could join any crew. Why? You want me to join yours? And he'll like raise his arms up and like flex.
No, I work alone right in this moment.
Well, that's a shame, he says.
I work alone with my best friends.
But wish you the best of luck out there. Remember, star-shaped leaf.
And I walk away, and like as I turn, I'm like as I like deal with the smell.
Yeah, it's BO like city over there. BO city. It's bad.
Yeah. I pull out my pipe and light it up again to kind of like the candle of this smelly situation.
So CJ, then you're invisible and you head up to the altar. You're right in front of the big blue imagery at the back of the temple now, and you can see one of the doors. It looks like there's many like either offices or perhaps the priests or whomever runs the temple. They have like lodging here, and a few people come out. Notably, two men seem to take the lead, followed by quite a few armed guards. Yeah,
Okay.
they don't see you or obviously notice you because you're invisible. But
No.
yeah, you get the sense it probably took you half of the spell's duration to get to the front.
Okay.
So you have maybe 30 seconds left.
I clamber up and try and spin the wheel, and it does not work.
It does not
I already
work.
know that it's not going to work, but
You're
I
like-
try anyway.
Are you like
Climb
jumping
up
on
and
and
try.
hanging on some of the wheel spokes?
Yeah, and I'm stupid. Why would you make a wheel that doesn't spin? This is so stupid. These people, this is a dwarf thing. What? Why?
From your vantage point, you can see overall the people in this temple and some more of the clergy that come out, and you can notice that one of the guards is Gideon, who you met outside, who was the captain of the watch. He comes in now from the outside, kind of like the main entrance that you entered from. He'll enter from that side, so he's kind of coming to the front now to meet up with the rest of the guard. And you only have seconds left, I would assume.
I will. I don't know. I will try as quickly as I can to not be behind all of the people.
Okay, so you want to like get to the first pew and sit to the side?
And try and make it look like
Doable. Very doable.
I just appear out of nowhere in the first pew. Surprise goblin! Gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they're-
love this trick.
They're not too upset. There's plenty of other goblins here too, actually, CJ. There's maybe... Let's see, how many goblins are in this crowd? There's one other goblin in the crowd.
Hey! There's one other goblin, one other dwarf.
Mm-hmm. One goblin, one dwarf, and a bunch of humans, and one elf.
How many humans?
Dozens of humans. The village is actually
12 elves.
predominantly human, though there's a large number of dwarves that live here as well. Okay, so here's what happens. One of the men who comes to the front, he definitely looks like he's in charge. He's keeps up with appearances. He's got fancy clothes. He's wearing some sort of like noble dress. He is, I would say, uptight, kind of looking down his nose at everyone, especially the adventurer types like yourself. When he looks into the crowd, he kind of has this like disgusted look on his face. But he says to everyone, welcome, come closer, yes, come to the front. And Estelle, I think you and Nate are in the back. So the two of your characters will be some of the ones that are ushered by the guard to come up closer. Do you comply?
Will they're gonna force me to move?
No, but they'll just, the guards who are on duty, who are in this temple right now, will just start to move at the command of the speaker and just kind of say, all right, move on to the front, come on, hustle. But they're not going to like literally accost you to move if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the back and smoke my pipe.
Okay. Estelle, what
Yeah.
about you?
I'm gonna go and sit next to her, smoking her pipe there because I don't trust being in a crowd of people.
Okay, so you two stay back. Chris, your character Zur is already in probably the third row. Cornelius got a good seat. He wanted to make sure he was early, that sort of thing. So you sat with him. And the speaker is going to say, yes, now everyone, welcome. My name is Resolved Clark. Speaker, excuse me, he corrects himself. He goes, Governor of Perseverance. Welcome. Our town is thriving. It is not only, actually, I shouldn't even say thriving. It is above that. We have so much platinum in our mine, it's going to put this town on the map. Now, I'm sure you're all here because you've heard the call to action. We want to make
found
sure.
town on the map, so town's already on the map.
Do you interrupt him in the
I mumble that under my breath.
Okay.
Maybe someone hears me.
I'd say Zur could hear you. He's close enough. Zur will
Okay.
hear you. And
This giggle.
I elbow Agatha. We chuckle.
That.
Cornelius
Agatha's-
will whisper to
Agatha's
you,
cat
Chris.
shows up and is like, meh.
Cornelius will whisper to you, Chris, and he'll be like, I just hate it when people don't take things seriously. Who would want to work with that guy?
Silence.
Oh, sorry. You're right. And the speaker will continue. I'm sure you've heard that we had an incident in the mine. It really is a mystery to all of us what had happened. And I just ask, I'm going to ask up front, but I want to ask that all of you here today agree, and you can do this by just being here. If you don't agree, you may leave. But to keep whatever happens on this request of ours confidential. We just would not want to alert people outside of the town. We just don't want to have rumors running about what's going on here, and I think that's reasonable. So if you agree to this, stay. If you disagree, you may leave now. And he looks to the guards, and the guards all look around. No one leaves. What about you all?
What if
I'm
we
here for the
leave?
platinum, so I'm staying.
Good. Excellent. I'm glad to have all of you on board. I hope that all of you are up for the task. This may be as simple as a misunderstanding. We don't know what happened to about 25 miners. It's that simple.
So
That's a
many
lot of
children.
miners.
It sounds like a lot of miners. He'll reply to that, like the comments going throughout. Everybody starts to like kind of whisper to each other. It sounds like a lot, but when you realize how many are in a clan, it's actually quite small. Anyway, this is besides the point. Point in case is we need to know what happened to the miners. We found one of our of the circle. If you don't know the circle, you might meet them as you go through the grove. But the circle, are druids. They're guides. They're wonderful people. They found one of the dwarves in the forest. So it would be our understanding that perhaps many of the dwarves were lost, and so it's just a matter of time before we find them. Although it has been over a month, and that concerns us. So we're hoping that this can be resolved quickly, peacefully, and then we go on about our business. The first person to, or first group to do that will get a stake in the mine. And he goes...
Excuse me.
Questions?
Yeah. If you found them in the forest, why are we searching in the mine?
Well, we found one, and Gideon will step up and speak and say, it's our belief that while we found, I'm just going to give you the name here, so if you want to take notes, you can do that. I have the notes here, but one of the dwarves that was found, his name is Thedgum Brightstone. Thedgum is the youngest of the clan Brightstone that's here in the mine, and he'll go on and explain that while we found Thedgum, we haven't found any others. And Thedgum is... And he looks to the speaker, and the speaker says, he's been rather quiet since we've found him in the woods.
Will we be able to get to interview, chat with him a little bit, see if there's anything he might know?
So that's interesting that you ask that. I'm glad you brought that up. And he looks to everyone now, and he says, unfortunately, Thedgum actually is taken ill, and so we're not allowing anyone near him at this point. So, but it's okay. We have our good doctor. Dr. Redman is working with him, and I'm sure he will recover in no time.
Agatha just raises her hand in the back.
Before I take any more questions, I will just say one last thing. Of course, the stake that we are negotiating is a small one. It is a small stake in the mine. We've been given permission from the church, who we thank, and he looks towards another person, the person he walked out with, who is wearing priestly vestments. He says to to the group. He basically introduced, this is Father Chauncey Alloways. Chauncey is a supporter of Perseverance. He is a newcomer. He's been here now almost, what is it now, Father? 8 years or so? And he nods and just is silent. He's wearing mostly, like I said, like white priestly vestments with gold trim. He has some sort of a weird hat, almost like Pope-ish. And he's standing to the side of the altar, and he'll nod in agreement.
It was
And
Chauncey what?
Alloways,
Awesome.
Alloways. And you see this beautiful building that he's built here. The church has supported us in many ways with many of our endeavors, and we want to make sure that we follow their requests. And so the stake is rather minor. It's going to be 0.5% in the mine. And then at that point, a lot of people start to grumble in the crowd.
Well, 0.5% divided by 4 people. How many percents is that?
Little.
Not very good. I'm not too smart.
But think about how much money this will be when the mine continues to flourish and we start to bring our platinum all over the realm. I mean, it's a win-win situation for all. So, questions, and like lots of people raise their hands for questions. He'll start taking some random ones. He'll pick some people in the crowd, and they'll say some stupid things like, "Will we get our weapons paid for?" And he's like, "No, that's that's on you, whatever." And he continues on, and he gets a lot of pointless questions. Do either of you, any of you four, have questions for him?
I'm gonna ask him. The miner that you found in the woods, is he dead perhaps? And that's why he's not able to speak with us?
Oh no, he's alive, and I'm like I said, he will be doing very well soon. Dr. Redmond is working with him night and day. And you see Gideon, who you met earlier. He nods in affirmation that he's going to be okay.
Where's Dr. Redmond? You're Dr. Redmond, that guy over there? The guy who just nodded?
No, that's Gideon. Dr. Redmond. Gideon is our captain of the watch, and while I don't necessarily think that we couldn't handle the situation, right, Gideon? Of course, you are keeping everyone here safe, but we don't want to risk our captain of the watch going out there, so we're hiring all of you, or that some of you, I should say. But if you have any leads or anything were to come of you, or you have any findings, go to Gideon. He'll be your point of contact.
Okay, but where's Dr. Redmond though?
Dr. Redmond is in the old part of town.
Old town, okay.
Yes, not old town, just the older part of town. You'll see if you exit out the church and head left, you'll find it in a short walk. But he's very busy, so I wouldn't. He works at the apothecary. I wouldn't really go. And as he says this, lots of people start to get up and start walking out of the hall. Questions? Any other questions? He seems a little lost.
Are you lost? You look a little lost.
No, in all my 49 years of existence, I've never felt so sure of myself.
Yeah, 49, you're so young. But also at the same time so old. I don't know how old I am yet. I haven't figured that out. I don't know if I'm really young for a goblin or really old. But it sounds like 49 is terrible.
Cornelius pokes you, Zur, and he says, "Did you hear that? 0.5% in the platinum mine will be rich."
I turned to Zur. I'm like, that's 0.5% divided by 4.
Don't worry. Yes, we will be very, very rich.
0.25%.
So, so you see some people start to leave. Others are staying and asking questions. You'll notice that the blonde-haired woman who was wearing, like, plate armor and looked rather adept, she is gone. Mm-hmm. She's no longer there. And neither is the red-haired man with the dog. He left as well.
Yeah.
The dwarf is still there, and he's looking back at you, Sonny.
Ooh, I think he's
I'm
eyeing him.
He'll smile. He's missing most of his teeth in the front.
Oh.
I'm just straight face looking past him. I'm eyeing up good old Chauncey Alloways and Resolved Clark.
Yes, his name
just
is.
seeing what they do,
Yeah.
where they go after.
Sure.
And when Chauncey leaves, I want to leave and see where he goes, where he's at.
Sure. What?
gonna-
You don't trust the priest of this town?
I'm like just on a constant lookout for evil.
Okay.
You seem to have a bit of a blind spot there.
Love it.
Your friend's close and your evil's closer.
I didn't choose this life.
I'm gonna head over to where Zerg is.
I actually don't know if any of you would
I can't-
know that though.
Oh, true. So are
Thinking
we?
about that?
Just out of curiosity, I know CJ, you were maybe saying
Sorry.
as a joke to Gideon or just to confuse him. Do you all? How long have you known each other? Is maybe some of you newer to the group?
I feel like a group like this, we have to have known each other for some time at least.
We've gained some
Like-
levels together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
I feel like we understand each other's quirks a little bit, but maybe we don't know everything about each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that it would be that we traveled here for quite some time. Like wherever we started quite far off and made our way here over months or a year to get
Yeah.
to where we are here. So we've known each other for that long.
Like I've seen Grix pull some shenanigans like this, like enough times to know it was coming today.
Okay, so then many of you have, but we'll just say maybe the start date of this group was a year ago, and if Agatha or Zur wanted to come in, be more of a newcomer, you could decide when you join. But it's been at least a few months. You've gained a few levels, like Chris said, so you know each other. Okay.
I
You
kind
know-
of like
you know
the
your
idea
quirks.
that they just kind of found me in the middle of a dungeon as I was like collecting ingredients or something under moonlight.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
I was like, yes, I'll join you guys. Why not? I have a good feeling.
you were betrayed by somebody, and they put you in jail.
You seem like 5 of the 6.
It's
love
been
it.
long enough where I'm just like, I'm pretty sure they won't betray me now.
It's a really long con.
So okay, so we can do that. So a lot of people are still there, but they're asking like mundane, pointless questions. So
Grix does want to at this point head over to where Zur is and kind of sit down next to him and be like, just go, hey, who's the new idiot?
I'll lean over to Grix. I'll be like, we're pretty sure we're gonna need some fodder to set the traps off wherever we're headed. So I've recruited us some a buffer.
And Grix just leans over and like waves and says, hey there, dummy, how you doing?
oh, you're with, wait,
Cornelius, this is one of my partners.
I
Grix.
pleasure to meet you, Cornelius. My name's Cornelius. Did I say that already?
I
It
just
doesn't
did.
matter. I probably don't need to really know your name. You're probably not gonna last very long. It's
Whoa,
all right.
whoa.
What'd you just say?
No, no,
He's talking
Zerg is just
metaphysical.
really great. It's how are you doing?
Doing all right, I guess. Anyway, I guess we're working together. And he looks to
And then I
Zer, and he's
turn
like,
to Zur, and I go. We both
You
turn
both-
to try and whisper to Zur.
yeah, you both.
He's looking a little green.
And he says he's looking a little green.
It's better than red.
I'll give you that.
You both thought he's your friend. So anyway, so the two of you, get to chatting. You're at the front of the temple. At the back of the temple, Estelle and Nate, your two characters, are there watching some of the people leave. You lost track of the blonde-haired woman and the red-haired man, but everybody else you're seeing, you're sizing up, and they don't really stand out to you. You feel like you get the gist of who they all are.
Is the dwarf still there?
Yes, he's still in his same seat, maybe a couple of pews from the back, and he's eyeing Sunny with a toothless smile.
Sunny, I think you could get him to join us and have him lead the way, as it were, ahead of everyone else.
Ooh,
Bravely, of course, just to impress you.
I love it. We're just totally recruiting people to take all the arrows for us.
I mean, we don't have to keep him around for very long, and I don't think anyone will question if he dies. He already smells like a corpse, no?
He does.
Certainly, he ain't no bucket of roses. I'll
No.
go talk to him.
Good luck, darling. I'm sure you got this.
And Sunny like stretches like she's like trying to like, oh my god, I have to do this. And then like just the corner of her lip curls up like she's really trying to smile. And she walks over to Smells McGee.
Sorry, I didn't get your name before.
Oh, you didn't? I didn't tell you his name?
Maybe I just forgot. I was so swept up in that beard of yours.
Yeah, he'll puff out the beard a little bit, kind of stroke it, and say, "Thorvald, at your service."
That's really rolls off the tongue, Thorvald.
Well, you can remember it because I'm not bald.
That's right.
He winks at you,
You,
points the finger guns at you.
It's a clever name. You belong to a clan?
Nope.
Any family, friends?
Anyone that'll miss you when you die.
They're all dead. A lone operative.
Excellent. I
Lone wolf, as
Since
I like to
we-
call it.
last spoke, I was able to put together a bit of a squad here, and we were thinking you would be the perfect addition with all that muscle.
Great. Where are they?
stuff. Excellent.
Where are they?
Oh,
I see what's going on with Zur and Drix, and I'm like, and I turn and point to Agatha.
well, she's
Hi.
the leader of our little group.
Pointy ears?
There's a lot more to her, and I don't see the other ones right now. They probably left with the crowd. We'll catch up
you're with
them.
pointy ears over there?
That's right.
Does she need a cane?
He's that chest of yours is pretty strong. She's got more than that in one little finger. Trust me.
Give me a charisma check here.
Alrighty.
We got a 13.
He goes, I ain't working with her. She'll be a liability. I'll catch you at the bar.
Whoa.
Now you won't.
And I turn and walk away.
Nate, you have to really charm him.
I was like, all
You have
right.
to use your ways.
Dang. You know what? He would have betrayed me. It's fine.
He would have been.
Yeah.
He would have betrayed you. 100%.
He was one of
He's
Yeah.
1-6.
Let me get my secret roll right now.
I like the idea that you just like lie to him, and then I show up at like the dungeon anyways. As you guys go in. I show up as a bat.
All right, so he gets a little uptight at that, and he'll pick up his gear and storm out of this place, looking for the bar. Most people are out of here now, and at this point, if you wanted to look to see where they're going, the guards, as well as the governor, as he quoted himself, and the priest will head into the priest chambers in the back room behind the altar there.
Hey.
I'm gonna trust that my friends here can handle whatever's going on in the church if they want to tie up more things. I kind of want to see where everyone else is going.
Sure. Where everyone else is going, you meaning the other NPCs?
Yeah, like I want to see if I could track down that human woman.
Gotcha. You don't have any leads right now, so I'd say that's not really possible unless you have some sort of magical ability to locate something. But you do step out into the road, and like I said, you get into that cobblestone road. There's a lot of busy traffic right now as it's the end of the morning. It seems like a lot of people are out on the streets as well as the people just left. And people seem to be pouring into a location. Let me switch over the map one more time.
Ooh.
You're switching.
I'm going to switch over our Roll20 view, I should say.
I was definitely curious where those guys went into the back of the church there.
They went to like some back office to discuss something you would guess.
Would it be possible to go over, like, sneak around the outside of the church to the back?
So this is not a small little church house where you could get to like a window and kind of hear their conversation. This is a big building.
Gotcha.
You'd be better off maybe trying to just, you're trying to like do some sort of reconnaissance.
Yeah, I was gonna try and listen in on the conversation.
It would be pretty hard to do that, yeah.
Are none of us stealthy?
No, but I figured I might try and climb the church.
I'd imagine CJ Grix is probably pretty stealthy, right?
Probably pretty stealthy. I mean, I don't know. Stealth is a dexterity skill, or
It's dexterity, yeah, because there's no skills. It's just your abilities.
yeah. Then yeah, I'd be fairly sneaky.
Okay. So then maybe Grix would be the sneaky one. Let me I'm going to label a few things here for you. I've got some things I'm going to bring to the map view. As you leave, people will greet you, or not greet you, bid you farewell, some clergy. And they say, "Thank you for coming to the vault." And there it is. The Temple of Lithirium is known as the Vault. Let's see here. Most people are headed to a place that looks like a very large tavern and inn. And I'll make map layer there.
What time of day is it?
Just late morning.
Okay.
Late morning. The sun is pretty much overhead at this point. Most people seem to be going into that area right there, the Gilded Wheel, which looks like a very large inn, a very more modern style inn, and it looks like where most people are traveling, probably for drinks, especially the dwarf. He's headed there.
Okay. I didn't tell the party where I was going, so I'm gonna send Pretty over to who is everyone outside, or is everyone else inside?
I mean, it seems like everything has died down in the church, so we'll head out.
Yeah, we've headed out to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
head
The
out to
speaker
temple
will the speaker will make sure to correct you and say,
there.
"No one has died." Just want to make sure you're aware of that. So when you say "died out," it's misleading.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well,
Everything's fine.
everything's fine. Yeah, nobody died. for
We're all
real.
fine here now.
Everyone's alive. Probably.
Probably. So where to, everyone? So you step out of the vault, and you're on the cobblestone streets again. You can see some of the guards ushering people out of the street, but for the most part, people are moving on their own accord. Where would you
All right,
like
so
to go?
I'm gonna.
I'll say to Grix. Well, Grix, so you're not very roguish, are you? As in skill wise?
I'm a little. I can be sneaky. I'm a goblin for all. Yeah, like
Should we find someone that will be able to help us open doors and such?
I mean, we can open doors. You turn the knob, you push, it doesn't open. You pull, and then it'll probably open.
All right,
Not my first rodeo with a door.
it's all you then.
But excuse me, and I'm just like looking for a guard.
Yeah, you can
everyone
find a guard.
walking
Yeah.
past. Excuse me. Yeah, which way is Old Town?
Old Town's about that way. And he points to the road that you're currently on, and he'll point to the south west. And you do see it in the distance. It's slightly on a downhill. You can see it looks like the buildings and the structures here are much older, smaller. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't want to go the wrong way.
You looking for something in particular?
Yeah, I'm looking for the doctor. I'm not feeling too well. I got a little bit of... I ate something the other day. It's not sitting too well in my chest. I just need to go check in with the doctor, see if he got something that could help me out here. But they told me that the doctor lives in the old town, so I might go head over there, see if he's got, an elixir or something that might help handle the, heartburn. These travel rations, they don't always sit so good with our goblin fortitudes.
The apothecary you're looking for, he says. He'll give you directions for it. And
thank you.
He'll point it out. You can't really see it from here because of the other buildings in the way, but he'll give you a general rundown. Second building on the right.
It's the blue building with the yellow door.
That one.
Got it. Thank you. Zer, you want to go check out the apothecary with me?
Yes. In fact, I would love to.
I also would love to, Cornelius says.
Come along, Cornelius.
Yeah, let's go, Jared.
What about the two of you?
I'll look at Agatha and say,
Yes, I could go for a drink before bed.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Although, warning, I did see the dwarf head that way.
Yeah.
And by the way, his beard isn't as lovely as yours.
He says, if you want, the guard will say, if you want, you could go to the Copper Bell, but they don't have nearly the food and drink selection the Gilded Wheel has.
Well, I say, well, Agatha, you know just what to say. Brighten up my day. Well, what type of folk make their time over at the Copper? What'd you call it there?
Look, the guard looks like he's maybe middle-aged, and he says, I grew up at the Copper Bell, but ever since the Gilded Wheel opened, it's just better.
Yeah. Look at Agatha. You think that that bright redhead or that blonde wants the better bar or the older bar?
They seemed classy. Folk. No.
Well then, perhaps we'll stop in the Gilded Wheel and risk seeing that Yeti.
Indeed. If you want, I can do something to him.
Oh.
Yes, dude.
No, don't worry about it.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. I think I got this under control.
All
and
right.
I'll alter self, Bob.
Okay.
Give that a shot.
Okay.
Now we have
read
to
me
roll
the
for these
spell.
spells, right?
So basically with Shadowdark, you're rolling for every spell, and it's the DC you need to get to is 10 plus the spell's level, so it's very easy to figure out. But if you fail it, you lose casting that spell for the rest of the day till you take a long rest. If you roll a natural 1, there's a complication, like something really bad could happen. In fact, the witch diabolical failure test is pretty bad. So just, you might want to be careful with this. Have a luck token on hand. I would suggest, like I said, suggest magical things are just not something you want to do unless you're really sure you want to do it.
Oh yeah, Estelle, did you need to roll that?
Yeah, should I roll right now? See.
Oh,
if I get
was
it
that just a
delayed.
spell or was that an item or something?
That was a spell.
Oh, okay, so I didn't even realize that. Yeah, in theory you should roll. I'm not going to have a failure at this point because we missed it, but story-wise, but just roll it, see if you still have it.
Okay. All right.
I think you do, right? What's your charisma? It's a +4.
Let me scroll down. I get a +4 with charisma, and then +1 because I'm an elf, another +1 because of something.
A talent.
Talent.
Yeah, talent. Yeah.
So you have a +6, so it's 17.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're gonna pass because I'm sure it's less than the only tiers go up to I think it's 5, right? So
Right.
you're good. Yeah. So you pass that. So you still have use of the spell. Okay, so now you're going to go. So we're splitting here. So Estelle and Nate, your characters are going to Gilded Wheel. Zur and Grix and Cornelius are going to head to the apothecary.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll do that first, actually. Let's go to the apothecary. Just move your tokens down here. Oh, I don't like that I'm orange. I want the pink. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right there. All right, so the apothecary. Here's what you notice, both of you. As you head down the road towards what's been mentioned as Old Town, you see a very big difference in the architecture, even the environment. The atmosphere around you is a bit more drab, more reserved, not as opulent. You can see that the biggest structure in the older section of town is this abandoned church here. You can tell it's a church. It definitely looks like a chapel of sorts. And if you were to venture a guess based on the iconography on the door, that looks like it's had a little worse for wear. It is a temple of Hyperius. The sun. Looks like the faded painting of a sun on the doors. And then you do pass.
Really like that building over there.
Yeah, in fact, this small one-level church has clearly seen better days. While the grounds do still look manicured, the building definitely shows signs of age and neglect. Against this backdrop of rustic cottages and rolling fields, you can see that this once modest church is now overshadowed by the arrival of that magnificent stone temple up there. In fact, it's cast a shadow. Now, the sun is pretty high in the sky. The temple is casting a shadow that covers almost this half of the entire old town. So, the two of you get to the apothecary, but before you do pass the Copper Bell. It's clearly a tavern. There's the smell of food and drink coming from it, and the quiet, reserved chatter from the patrons inside. And then finally, you get to the apothecary. There are very few people out in the streets in this side of town. You pass through some houses, and most people seem to be going about their daily chores. But
I turn to Zur as we pass the Copper Bell, and I say, if you're looking for people to recruit, there ain't nobody sadder than the people probably in there.
Let's hit that spot next.
Maybe we'll go check out that spot too.
You get to the apothecary.
Definitely.
You open the door to the apothecary, and the door reveals like I said, a modest drugstore. You can see that there's some mortar and pestle, things like that. It looks like there's some work being done right now. But out from the back room, you can see a man come out. He's wearing like a doctor's apron. It is not splattered with blood, but it does seem to have some sort of fluid on it. Looks almost like a greenish yellow.
What is that?
He takes off the apron and hangs it up on the side of the door, and he goes, "What is what?"
We were just admiring your colorful robe, your jacket, vest, apron. There, it's a very colorful paint scheme. We haven't really seen that before. My friend here hasn't. By the way, hi, how you doing? I'm Grix. What's your name?
Dr. Redman, he says.
Dr. Redman.
Jethro Redman.
Jethro, what exactly are you a doctor of?
I will have to say
Political science.
that I am a doctor of medicine, though it doesn't really feel that way most days. What are you here for?
What do you mean it doesn't feel like that these days? That's a very odd thing for you to say in a town like this. It seems like you would probably have lots of experience, dealing with people's illnesses. And by the way, I have a little bit of hop on. That's why I came in. I'm not still feeling good myself. These travel rations, they get to me. My goblin constitution can't really hold up to it. But again, back to what you were saying about how it doesn't feel like you're being a doctor too much. What do you feel like you're being?
while you're blabbing on, he continues to just get to work. So you said heartburn. You said you weren't feeling well. So he just starts to make something while he's talking. He's grinding up something into a powder, and he's mixing things. And he'll say to, sometimes I feel a little bit more like a politician some days. He seems rather perturbed. And he goes, yeah, I can make you something for your stomach, your upset stomach, he says.
What about the politics of the town makes you, why you feeling like a politician? I'm sorry, I was worried, to be honest, I was worried you were going to say you were feeling more like an exorcist or like a priest because you were, or a undertaker because you were doing so many autopsies on so many dead people around here. That was a little bit of a worry for me, but it's good to know that you're just worried about the politics of the town.
No. He realizes he might have said too much, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to unload on you like that. It just I don't know. You came in and you said, "What is that?" And I just have had quite a day. So anyway, look.
No, please continue to unload on us. Tell us all the things that you want to tell us about what's going on with your day, because you say you've had a day already, and it's just mid morning.
Are you adventurers? You've come here because of the call to action?
A little bit, the call to action, they tell us to ring the bell, subscribe, leave comments. So those kinds of call to actions are things that we really have to remember to do to make sure people get the actions that they're supposed to do.
He'll scratch his balding head and he'll say, "No, it's you're adventurers. You're here because you're trying to help out the mine, of course. That's what Clark wants. So that's what he'll get."
Yeah, we're here to help the people of the town. The reward we thought was going to be a lot better.
Look, if it's about Thedgum, I've already chased away 2 different people. They got here before you did. I'm not talking about Thedgum. All right. He's doing all right.
Oh no, it was not about Thedgum. It was not about Thedgum at all.
Cornelius goes to Zer and he's like, "I thought it was about Thedgum."
Silence.
Sorry.
It is. But silence.
Speak when spoken to.
Here, take this. He says, "Put it in water, drink it, you'll be fine." He gives you a bag of powder.
I'll show him my holy symbol.
Thank you.
Say, I happen to be quite powerful. Perhaps I can have a look at Thedgum.
He gives you a suspicious look, and he goes, "Is that so?"
I am very experienced when it comes to the arts divine.
He does. I've seen him do a lot of crazy stuff.
I'm always a little suspicious of men who claim that gods can do the work of science.
Does he have any injuries?
He seems okay. Nothing super. If he has something superficial, maybe, but it's not. He doesn't look like he's injured, and he doesn't show any signs of injury.
Grace, injure him.
What?
No. I'm not gonna. No.
Well,
That's why I'm here.
I can't help you and your skepticism, but I assure you, and I'll dangle my little blood drop holy symbol, that I have communion with my God.
That's lovely.
Let me see the soul, poor soul.
He goes, "That's lovely. Make a persuasion check. Give me a charisma check."
Oh no, son of a. Well, it's not going to be very good. Yeah, that's going to be a 0.
It's probably the fact that you said injure him. That probably threw him a little off. But he goes, he goes to you, "That'll be a silver piece."
Geez, do I have any gold? Do I have any money? How much money did we start with?
I'll hand him a silver. I'll hand him 3 silver.
He'll look at the money and he takes 2 out and gives it back to you, Grix.
Ah.
Thank you. I've never been
You're
paid
just
for taking
enabling
medicine.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some work to attend to. But
Oh, I thought he was looking for a bribe to see the gumdrop dude.
you were thinking that, and he says no, thank you.
Oh,
Look,
What is this world coming to? Can't even bribe a doctor.
it's Bayesian. Look, I'm sorry. My friend here is a little,
Just-
old school in his ways, but I guess, but thank you very much for meeting with us, and thank you for the medicine. I'm sure it's gonna work wonders for my heartburn.
I'm just gonna say one thing. He says, if that works for you, then you trust me, correct?
I do trust you. I mean, you're the apothecary in town.
Well,
I mean,
I would
and-
like to just maybe perhaps. I feel like I have to do this, but I have to sell myself a little bit. Please, just come back here if you need something medicinal. Don't
I mean, where
go
else
to
would I go?
don't go to the truth.
The truth. Oh, the truth are the guys in the woods.
No, he looks to the hilltop and he goes, "Truth, Duncan's Curious Curios. Don't go there. It's a scam. Come back to here. If this works, you come back here when you need something. Don't go to him. He'll sell you some overpriced herbs that he just grinds up and has no idea what he's doing. Okay, please? Do me a favor. Come back here."
Duncan's Curious Curios. All right, we'll send the witch and the dwarf there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you. I trust you. We'll be back. It'd be great if you could, offer us a little bit more reason to come back. Like thread gums. And any more prognoses on thread gum.
Well, let's see. You come back here and you need some more medicine, and I'll give it to you. If I feel like I could trust you, then you could trust me, then we can maybe work together.
Well, that sounds like a deal. You hear that, Zerg? You hear that? What was your name again? Whatever.
Dr. Redmond.
We'll be back.
Okay, so you leave.
Yeah.
We go to the bar, the
All
Gilded
right.
Wheel. This is probably the nicest tavern you've ever seen. It's well constructed. You've been in big cities, and this matches anything you've ever seen elsewhere in the realm. When you arrive, there are people there offering to take any heavy equipment, armor. They'll stow it away for you. You don't need the use of a stable because you don't have horses, but they offer, and then they'll escort you inside. And once you get in,
I
you can see
refuse.
this. Yeah, I assume they refuse, but. When you escorted inside, you can see this massive dining hall. There's a lounge area. People are dressed in fine garments. They look like they are rather well dressed. Almost everyone in here that's not an adventurer. Most of the adventurers that you saw in there are here, except your lady with the blonde hair and the man with the red hair. They are not to be seen.
Ah.
But your friend, the hairy dwarf, he is at the bar and he is loud and proud, making a mess of everything, spilling beer and chewing on turkey legs. He's making a big old racket.
And there's no one else of note.
Other adventurers of sorts, but for the most part, he's the one you see here. Would you like to talk to any of the patrons or any of the staff?
Do you suppose
See
you
it.
could speak to the staff to see if they know anything about? Although I feel like this is the place where they would tell them not to say anything about the conditions.
Hey, Eggs. I was really looking for that bright redhead and that blonde.
Hmm.
I'd like to go maybe toss that big knucklehead around, but doesn't seem right.
We can do that later when there's no one around.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's best we maybe head on to the Copper Bell. This isn't my cup of tea here, if you know what I mean.
Indeed. Let us go.
Give me a real quick wisdom check, both of you.
Yes.
What is my okay,
Call out
this
what you get.
Woo! An 18.
5.
A 5. So Estelle does not see this or anticipate this, but sorry, so Agatha does not anticipate this, but Sunny, you get the sense that someone is approaching you from behind, and they say, "Well, it is your cup of tea," and you can see the person from behind you. You're probably, because you're an adventurer and well, you have a demon inside you. Literally, you're probably always on edge a little bit. So maybe
Yeah.
this will startle you, but you were aware of this interrupter.
Yeah, I'll turn to face, hand ready to grab my sword, but not trying to make a scene. You
It's,
know, more for the, like you're saying, on edge.
I say, and how would you know how I like my tea there, stranger?
This very proper woman has dark brown hair, kind of braided back. She's wearing very fancy clothes. She's got clothes that are probably worth more than some of the adventures you've gone on, to say the least here. Decked out with jewelry and all the to the nines. And she comes up to you and says, "I'm the proprietor of this establishment, the Gilded Wheel. My name is Mercy Adair, and I would bet that this is your cup of tea."
Oh.
Yeah.
How's that? Seems like we just met.
The Gilded Wheel
Mercy.
is everyone's cup of tea here in Perseverance.
There isn't another bar here?
Well, come now. You must have heard of the Copper Bell.
Indeed. Sounds like it's your only competition.
I wouldn't even call it competition. The John, who runs the Copper Bell, he's a nice man, but it's dated. It's not the place where adventurers like yourselves want to sit down. It's not the rundown hole in the wall. It's not the place that you're going to get leads or other things like that. It's just old, plain, boring. Not like here. The Gilded Wheel is, without a doubt, the best bar on this side of the continent.
It does look like quite the place you have here, miss.
Perhaps one of our luxury drinks on the house to test whether you'd like to stay. We also have accommodations, lodging. They have, I think, 4 rooms at the Copper Bell. None of them are taken, I can guarantee you. But we're almost sold out.
Appreciate the kind offer there. Eggs, could you go for a free drink?
I would never say no to something free.
Well, madam, I think we'll hold on the rooms for now, till we convene with our company.
She'll snap her finger and interrupt you, and then somebody will bring over like fancy drinks, whatever that would be in this age here. I'm actually no umbrellas or anything like that, but some sort of
Couple
garnish
Mai
on
Tai.
everything.
When I get the drink in front of this lady, I pull out my flask and pour some of my spirits into it to like make it harder,
Strengthen it.
and then take a drink in front of her and say,
That's just right.
You're also going to want to head to Elbert, the tailor. Most of your clothes are just dreadful. He'll brighten you up.
Agatha has this most offended look on her face.
And he's actually right
appreciate
across.
your
He's
concern.
right across the way. She points out one of the entrances. There's the tailor, just the building right to the east of this building.
Thank you for your diagnosis of our clothing. It is always good to have an outside perspective.
Now, what did they offer you
Just so
for your
Oh,
your
please.
your adventures? What did they offer you for the mine? Helping out with the mine?
You don't
didn't hear?
know?
I did not hear. I was working, like many of us are.
Oh, no, I just assumed you clearly have your finger on the pulse, and we ain't the first adventurers in here. Sounds like they offered up about a 0.5% stake.
Yes.
I told Clark not to do that. I said you need to go a full percent or else nobody's going to bite. But
I guess it depends why someone's doing what they're doing here. Some people just want the money. Others need to see the world rid of the evil in it.
oh boy, now you sound like an old towner.
That's
What's wrong with being?
that's the vibe I got.
Maybe the copper bell is for you, she jokes. She's
I'll down
totally
my
not serious.
drink
Yeah, same.
to the base and set it down and say,
I think I like the sound of that.
and
Oh
turn
no,
on
I
my
wasn't.
heel.
I was just. It was just in jest. She says.
Good day.
You'll
I'll
be
definitely
back.
walk out.
Yeah, we just leave.
You
I'm
leave.
not gonna get my clothing insulted and then stay.
You'll
I don't
leave.
think it's our last conversation with Mercy Adair.
You'll leave, and she'll, as the door closes, she'll just look out the door and she'll be like, "They'll be back." And better dressed. So you're headed to the copper bell.
Heck yeah.
All right. Move your
Skipping-
tokens.
Flying right past Elbert's, whatever that place is.
Yeah, flying past the tailor. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you get to the copper bell, and you'll maybe even take the shortcut because you can see it's just beyond the old church here, and you'll see the same church that I described. The old church of Hyperius that is closed. It's closed down. The doors are locked, and the building looks like it hasn't really had any attention to it in many years. And you'll head to the front of the copper bell. For CJ and Chris, I think we'll just say that you are also here, and you'll just kind of meet each other at the front door.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the copper bell. I needed something I need to get some water for the powder to take care of my heartburn.
Yeah, Ags and I need a drink.
So you head into the
You
copper
just had
bell.
a drink.
You don't know that.
I know I don't know that, but CJ knows.
So I don't know if you can hear the music well enough. I try to keep it low for the stream because it when it play back it's not so loud, but it's like very happy tavern music right now.
But we like a good happy tavern.
And
I can already tell
here's-
this is more my place.
Here's the copper bell. Can you hear that music? No, because there is none.
Oh,
I'm gonna turn up my
Yeah. No, yeah, you don't have to turn it up. There is none.
There's no music at the copper bell.
There's no music. You head into the
walk
copper
in.
bell. The door actually looks like it's a bit jammed, so you kind of pry it open to get in. And you enter into this very old tavern. It looks like it was built 100 years ago, but it was only built about 50. And inside are about 3 patrons sitting at the bar. No one is at any of the loose tables. There are about 6 of them in total. There's a staircase that goes up to your right, probably to the lodging. And at the bar, you can see a man who is wearing like a white button shirt. It's all stained from whatever spills on him and things like that. Sweat stains. And he's got a rag, and he's cleaning down the barkeep here. The bar top.
Oh, this is much better.
we'll walk in and go up to the bar, kind of look around, take in who else is here.
He'll look at you and nod, give it just that nod. I imagine he's got like a handlebar mustache.
Yes.
John Wright, owner of the Copper Bell. He'll put his hand out to shake each of your hands.
I'll take it.
What can I get you?
Do you have any blood wine?
He looks at you
Oh yeah,
almost
I'm sorry.
incredulously.
Yeah, that would be great. Some blood. I mean, blood wine. But also, I need some water or something to go with this powder.
Yeah, water. Got it. He takes out a
some
cup.
regular, like. Tap water's fine. I don't need any of that sparkling.
He'll take out a bucket full of water and just like pour your cup in it and slam it down. There's definitely particles floating in it.
Is it the
I'm a
malt
goblin.
water?
Would like, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably fine for you. Yeah.
Pour some powder. Pour the powder from the guy in it and from the doctor, and I
He'll see
mix
that.
it
He'll,
around. Make
see
it
that,
nice
he'll-
and pink.
he'll chuckle and he'll go, huh, Redmond's old powder, huh?
Well, no, he just made it. It's new powder,
No, he goes, yeah, I know. Seen a lot of guys come in here over the years with Redmond's powder.
and it works, right? And they just drink it anyway.
It works like a charm. Now you can have
Alright.
anything you'd like. Any of the 2 beers we have.
Do you have like a nice craft IPA from a small brewery somewhere?
Cornelius
My-
comes up and he goes, I will have 1 alcohol, please.
This kid.
What's with you?
I will have 1 alcohol. And
Make that 5.
he'll just give you every one of you the exact same beer and say,
Excellent.
and all of it is at a pretty cheap price too. All of it together comes to 1 silver.
I'll pay it.
And
Thank God.
he'll tell you all, I am happy you came here. I take it you're rejects from the Gilded Wheel, not your place, huh?
Oh, so
I wouldn't say reject. I wasn't even there. I've never been there. Is it that bad?
oh.
well. It's maybe the no, it's worse than hell.
Well,
No,
John,
it's worse. Yeah, it's worse.
your last name might be right, but my friend, your choice of words is wrong. Rejection implies that we were asked to leave. That place just doesn't fit for us.
He'll give you another beer on the house and he'll just toss it down the bar at you. Well, then you came to the right place.
There it is. As I finish up the first.
So what's the new town telling everyone these days about those miners?
They're gonna give us a 0.5% of the mine if we find out what happened to them.
And that nobody is dead.
Yeah. Nobody's dead. Nobody's hurt. Everybody's good. That's what they say. I'd take a
Well,
0.5% of that mine. Seems like a good deal
I
to
get
me.
the feeling that you don't believe them the way you just said. Nobody's hurt. Nobody's dead.
I tell you, none of the adventurers that are here. We all saw the signs posted. People were coming here. Didn't see one other person stop by the Copper Bell. And that kind of tells you everything about this place, doesn't it?
Well,
The
we
new
did.
town, forgetting the old town.
I think that's why we made our way over here.
Well,
That's why.
they didn't want you to come over here because they'll tell you something is not right with that Thedgum boy.
Yeah.
Why won't they let us see him?
Who knows? All I know is that we're all in a load of trouble.
Yeah.
They're keeping that Thedgum boy, as well as the Davis boy, the Stevens boy, and a couple other people that were on the trail with forget his name now. Hold on 1 second.
Bedgum.
No, sorry. They were on the trail with Cunningham.
Cunningham.
Yeah. Turns out they're all sick now. Laid up.
Who's this Cunningham feller?
Cunningham? He's one of the circle. Out in the woods.
So, you're saying Davis and Stevens part of that circle as well?
No, they ain't, but they were friends of Thedgum. Came to see him when he came back. Now they're sick, too. Seems like we got quite a disease spreading here.
But old Doc seems fine. Redmond seems fine.
Old
He's
Doc
been
working
checking
night
out.
and day, heading in and out of that church.
Is
That
it,
church?
Yeah.
usual for sick people to be quarantined like this?
Well, I guess if you're sick enough. Yeah, they're holed up in that church over there. Sometimes, well, not so much anymore, but you could hear the screams at night.
I
Pardon?
mean, I've been
Screams?
sick before. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they say that the old Thedgum boy, he doesn't speak much, but the rest of them that got sick, they were vomiting. Their skin's getting all rashy and pussy. They're headed.
Like
they were.
that.
Yeah, they were put into that old church. It's all locked up. I mean, the guards open it up every couple hours for Redmond, but other than that, place is sealed up.
Now, how do you know all of this?
It's next door. He looks out the broken door, and you can see the church in the distance.
I might want to ask you a crazy question, but let's just say someone was curious about that church, and they were looking to poke around to learn a little bit more about Hyperius and such. Think there's a way they could do that?
I suppose so, if you know how to grab a key off a guard or something. But I'm not advocating anything here.
Oh no, never, John. You are well in the right.
All right, there's something weird going on here.
That's the truth, I tell you. Something weird is going on here, and they're not telling us everything. They're putting these boys down in that church, and I don't know what's going on.
Where?
Well, that makes 5 of us.
I look over at Cornelius.
6 of us.
5?
This is Cornelius. He is our new recruit.
I love this alcohol. He's almost finished with his beer.
And that your first one you ever had there, kid?
I've had many, actually, numerous alcohols in the past. He like hiccups.
Yeah, the way you say that, you've had so many alcohols, really convinces me.
Bob, there's not like insight, but like, is there a way to like
Yeah, I would say just give me a wisdom check. Yeah,
feel out if someone's full of balloon?
sure. I would say
I mean,
mostly.
I'm using it on a useless thing here, but
Well, here. Oh, you want to use it on? Hold on, you're using it on Cornelius?
I
I
was
see.
thinking about it
Okay.
before, but then I finally piped up.
I gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. So in Shadowdark, the rule of skills is basically this: if you are good at something, if it's like part of your job, your class, you generally speaking, if you should be succeeding at it, you just succeed at it. When it's something that's like opposed, like lying or something like that, I'm gonna have us do like just a check to see if you can do it. It'll be rare when I call for something that's like a traditional skill. Like we've only done 3, I think, this whole game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Never mind then.
You slid
But,
that down like a pro, Cornelius.
Yeah, I mean, you probably get the sense that he, even if he has had a drink before, he's not too, he's pretty green. And he'll say, "So, are we going to get a key from a guard?"
Well, now.
I mean, that's. Oh, I'm sorry. Did Zer not tell you about the initiation rituals for being able to hang out with the rest of us?
Yeah.
Apparently, I forgot to tell him about those.
What,
You didn't tell him about the key ritual.
Yes.
But before we commence with hazing this dude, are there other people in this room we want to recruit as well who might be listening in?
I just want also out of character. Someone can go back in chat. Someone in chat can go back and rewatch this episode and count how many times I got Nate to cover his face with.
Can't help it.
When you say something, like
When I say something.
Trying to play a serious character over here, CJ. You're not helping.
it's all good.
My
it's all
character
good.
has not
It's all
laughed.
good.
Nate is dying.
I'm very serious about all of the things.
So, what do I got to do?
You got to get a key from a
All right.
guard.
I'll work on it. Let me. I'll be back in a little bit.
Rix.
Yeah.
He'll head out of the Copper Bell looking for a guard.
Can I
Uh,
ask Pretty to follow him to see if anything happens?
Sure. Yeah. Good idea. Keep an
I
eye
just
on
want
the
to go.
kid.
I just want to bring my chair outside and sit out front and watch.
Unfortunately, there's no guards here. He's gonna have to go up to the to
Oh.
the new town. Yeah.
Rixie might have just
Send your
I
key.
don't-
put our new recruit in prison there for him.
He really shouldn't have gone right now. I mean, he should have just waited until the
Right.
guards
Oh.
come to let somebody in and tried to.
No, nobody does an elaborate heist in the morning.
That's really the lesson. This kid. I don't know
So-
where you get these kids from, sir. Do you remember the last one?
No.
Exactly.
Somebody said in the chat, I forget who it was, but it was like Chris has a style or a theme with his characters, and it's hiring people to die for him.
That is dead on.
Yes, I have a formula for how I play D&D. How to survive.
So he'll go in and Pretty can go watch and make sure he's okay. But he's gonna head up to the new town again, try to maybe see it. He says he's not gonna do anything without your he's gonna ask you first, but he's gonna go and see what plan he could cook up.
Okay,
Uh,
awesome.
I
Alrighty.
don't. I haven't decided what Pretty's personality is. She can talk.
Oh.
She can speak common.
Wait.
I don't think I have like a mental link with her or anything.
Oh damn!
But she can talk. So if she wants to, if she's just like she's a stereotypical cat, the one that likes to push things off the counter, I guess.
Okay.
So that's the personality. If she eggs him on while I'm not there, who knows?
Who knows?
I
Okay.
love it. The cat is gonna haze the recruit.
She's the pledge master.
Great.
So so the four of you are left, and you look at the other people in the bar. It's like an old farmer who's like 70 years old, and he's like sipping his like bourbon at the end of the bar, and then just one person's like the town drunk, and the other person just is like a standard citizen. But when this conversation happened, they felt a little uncomfortable and got up and left.
So we didn't see the blonde or the redhead.
Mm-mm.
Man, they are quick.
There are the.
Where do you think they could have gone to?
Maybe they're in that church.
Maybe they got a head start in the rest of us.
Maybe they're at the apothecary.
No, we
The
went to the
potion shop.
apothecary. There were two people that got there before us. It might have been them, but they didn't come here.
Two people did get there first. You remember that, yeah?
Yeah, we don't know. And I should have asked who they were. I should have asked what they looked like. My bad for not asking.
It's quite all right. It's been a while since we've been in a town.
It really has.
you,
Civilization's not my strong suit, as I am part barbarian.
Do you want to inspect the church at this point, or do you want to go somewhere else?
I'll say, "Come on, guys," and I'll head over to the
Yeah.
church, and I want to go look at the lock on it.
Okay.
Do
It is-
I see any ways to get in from the top?
So there are multiple openings here. There are windows which are boarded up. There is the front door which has that painted, faded sun symbol of Hyperius, but it looks like it hasn't seen fresh paint in over a decade. And the windows, sorry, not the windows. There's a small little bell tower at the top that you could see there, and that probably could be an entrance as well.
All right.
What's the lock looking like? Is it old? Is it new?
It looks rather new, but nothing 8th level characters can't get by.
Can I break it?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm just
I
gonna-
put my hand out to stop him, and I say,
Hold on there, partner.
It's
I might have a better idea.
as I look up at the bell tower, I'll like walk around the side of the church. And I'm gonna try to cast Spider Silk on myself.
Ooh, what's Spider Silk do? Tell me.
So Spider Silk puts like spider sticky web on my hands and feet, and I can climb on walls and ceilings
Okay.
for a bit.
Go for it.
Yeah, so that'll be it is a tier 2 spell. So I have to roll a 12,
12.
I believe. And I have a +2. Nat 20.
Sweet. Yeah, that'll cast.
When you critical cast a spell, it actually like extends the duration.
Is that what it does?
I think so.
That would be cool. I should double check that. But yeah, it works. So on my hands, this I think because I get my magic probably from my connection with my demon, a bit of this kind of black, ethereal, like wispiness kind of comes around my hands and feet with like little streaks of neon yellow in it.
Okay.
And
Double one of the spell's numerical effects.
Ooh. Okay.
oh,
so, yeah,
okay.
that's great. So how long does it last now?
I'm just getting to the shoot. Spider silk. It says duration, focus.
Ooh.
Range itself. Okay, so I guess as long as I'm focusing on it.
Yes, it's like a concentration spell.
Yeah. It just says focus though.
Okay, so then you're good. I'm gonna switch
Yeah.
us over to a new map real quick.
Sweet.
Okay, now I know all of you can see each other's tokens. So Nate, you get into the bell tower, and the bell has actually been removed. There's no bell there, and there's a stairwell that leads down, a spiral staircase that leads down. Actually, one on both sides of where the bell was located. So you can go down either of them, but they lead down into a old chapel. So I put your token here, and it is dark. Do you have a torch or some sort of light source?
I do have a torch. Yeah, and I'll I definitely want to let in my my mates here, if possible.
Okay, you can. The door, actually, yeah. So the door's lock is, like I said, it's not like, I mean, I'd imagine that the door's lock is older than,
Like
a decade, but, it was, because it was built, and then maybe it's been replaced over the years, but it's a standard type of lock. But from the inside, I'd say you can just unlock it and open the door.
Great. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll pull out a torch and light her up.
Okay, so everybody move your token into the chapel. You can see before you there are rows of pews. This is a small chapel. Maybe at the most you're fitting like 50 people in here. That would be packed. Beyond your light source, you can see what looks like it's daylight out, but like I said, it's dark in here because all the windows are boarded up. There's one large window at the end of this chapel that you can see that has some just minor daylight coming in. It looks like a stained glass window up top. If you move yourself to the middle, you can maybe be able to see it.
Can I hand my torch to Agnes?
Okay.
Agnes? I think I like
I got
so
it.
so that I can pull out my shield and sword.
Okay.
So I don't. Do you have something to wield in both hands?
I'll just hold my shield and nothing else.
Oh, you do have a shield. Okay, wait. Does anyone not have something in both hands?
I don't have any weapons out. I don't know why you guys have weapons out right now. So I'll hold.
I
the
pull out
torch.
weapons, so
I
I
mean,
hand
we're
it to. I'll hand it
We're
to
just
Chris.
in a church.
So at this point, why don't we roll initiative to go through our crawling rounds, and we're starting the timer for your light source. But let's do this real quick. I know we're up against the time here, but we're going to do the light source, and I'll start the timer. If you want to give me an initiative order, we'll decide. We'll go around. Normally, what I would say is if we were playing at a table, we would just go around. So we'll say CJ, Nate, Chris, and Estelle. That would be like the order around a table. And so whoever gets the highest initiative will go first, and it'll go clockwise. What do we get?
The normal like dexterity.
Dexterity. Yeah, you add dexterity to it.
Oh,
12 for Sunny.
12 for Sunny.
17.
17 for
15.
Agatha. 15 for you, Grix, and...
Yay, 4.
All right, so then it looks like Agatha's going first, so it's going to be Estelle, CJ, Nate, and then Chris in that order. So, Agatha, what do you do now that the torch was going to be passed to you, but then gets passed to Grix? What do you do?
I mean, we're just crawling through here, right? Like we're just.
Yep, you can move
Interesting.
yourself anywhere within this temple. This is all would be considered near in terms of movement.
I think. I don't have good wisdom, so I don't think I can see anything. So I'm gonna go up a little bit.
Sure.
What's the time on a
oops.
torch?
It's an hour.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't want to use the torch, I could cast Witch Light.
Here you go.
No, we got the torch. It's good.
All right. So I'll go
The
up a
timer.
little.
The timer makes it more urgent.
And I'll cast Cat's Eye instead, just in case there's something invisible here.
Okay.
So I
Cast a
just
spell.
chant, "What secrets do I spy with my uncanny cat's eye?" And
Ooh.
I love that.
what tier is cat eye? I think that's tier 2.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I gotta beat a DC 12. So I'm gonna roll D20 plus 6.
Nice.
Hey,
Oh, I
Nice.
saw the 8. I got really scared.
Nice. 14 total. That's good.
Alright.
All right, so you move up into the center of this chapel, and you have your cat's eye out, and the dim illumination kind of filling up the chapel shows you a couple things. Obviously, you can see that there is this stained glass window at the top, like the ceiling, maybe like 30 feet up, at the height, the pinnacle of this temple here. No light shining through, and you get the sense that it's maybe before that big chapel was built up on the hill, that the light shone through this, kind of illuminating the chapel naturally, but sadly, you don't get that anymore.
Okay.
You also see with your cat's eyes that there
I
is
can
a
see invisible and secret doors. Invisible creatures, secret doors. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. With your sight, you can see that there is through the darkness here. There's an open door. You can see it's open. I know
Okay.
the map view you can't, but you can see it. There's an open door here that leads to some sort of a back room.
Alright, I go. Psst. There's a room. The door is open.
Nice. Now we'll go to CJ. Your turn.
I'm gonna move up to where I'll move over to this door, I guess. Closer to the door, like I can just move and then try and. It's open.
It's open. Would you like to sort of
I'd like
listen
to
or
like move to the side of the door. I don't want to go through it, but I want to listen at the door to hear what's going on.
Sure. So your movement and then your action would be to listen. Here's what you hear, CJ. You put your ear to the corner of the door that's open, and it's rather quiet. You were told that there were sick people in this place, but you don't hear anything. But now that you get close to the door, you smell something. Something smells foul beyond this door. It smells almost like a mixture of vomit, other bodily fluids mixed together.
Mm-mm.
It smells like that dwarf that you met earlier.
I think that dwarf is in there. You guys. I don't know how he made it here before we did, but I think that dwarf is in there. Stinks to high heaven.
We go to Sunny.
While I'm focusing on spider silk here, Bob, this window I'm looking to check out.
Sorry, all the windows are actually boarded up, so I didn't put them boarded up, but they are.
Well, the one you like took the time to describe.
Sorry, the stained
one.
glass one. Oh, okay, yes. It's like I said, it's at the top of the chapel, and it's stained glass, and it's dusty and dirty, probably a lot of grime on it, but you can see the colors still
So I
coming
can't
through.
make out what the picture is from here.
It might not have a picture, just
okay.
just different patterns of the glass. Yeah, you can't, and plus there's no light illuminating it, so you're really just getting it from your torchlight, whatever vague hints of color. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to inspect it closer while I could climb up there.
You could climb up there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I do that, and I climb up and I look at it closer.
that's right. You can spider climb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get up there and you can see it's real dusty and dirty and grimy. But you look back and you can see that the door now, the one that you've opened, now that you really take time to look, there's what looks like a sun setting on the other side. So the door had a sun rising on the outside and a sun setting on the inside. And it would probably look real great with the sun beams shining down here.
Ah. All right. Cool. I take note of that.
Yeah. I think I just reversed it, by the way. It's a sunset on the outside, and on the inside...
It would go
the
through
sun,
the stained glass windows.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, it would... I take note of how beautiful that would be.
Yeah, I imagine it's more like a Raiders of the Lost Ark sort of deal where when the light is just right.
Yeah. I'm not sure how my character feels about Hyperius yet. Feel like... I don't know.
We know how we feel
respect,
about
maybe.
Hyperius. Chris, you're up. Chris, you're up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am gonna go.
Boop, 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 boop.
How far do we move?
So it's more abstract. Anywhere in this room you can move to with your movement. If you'd like to, what's the equivalent of like dashing, move again, you can go into another room.
I'm gonna go up there. Oop. What do I see in there?
So you go straight direct for the door, whereas Grix kind of went up side by side to listen first.
What are you hiding from?
You can move yourself
stinks in there.
Move yourself in just a little bit so your token will reveal some of the map here. So you see 5 beds. These beds are not in great condition. The sheets are mostly ruffled and thrown off. And there's, like I said, vomit and other bodily fluids all staining these beds, including some red, crimson. Now looking to the floor, you can see a stool is turned over, and there are 3 bodies on the floor. The bodies are 2 of the guards that you saw earlier. Not the ones you saw, but guards like the ones you saw earlier, wearing the insignia of the sun on their shields. And then you also can see a woman who looks to be some sort of a nurse, and she is on the floor. All of their body is beaten, battered, heads are caved in, and blood is pooling up around the floor. The one bed to the end of this room, to the eastern side, is nearly broken in half, and it looks as though most of the legs are missing from it, and it's in the most disheveled state. There's also a door in the floor, a trap door, looked like it was underneath the bed, that is now wide open.
Friends, come on.
Okay, we'll go
I'll go up to the bodies.
Sure.
They're obviously dead.
Freshly
dead.
Yep. You're a cleric, so you're going to go up to them and inspect them, I assume?
Yeah.
I'll just let you know. The blood is flowing. This happened within the hour.
Alive.
Oh.
This happened within the hour. No, the blood is flowing out of them still. They're dead.
They're dripping.
Yeah.
All right. Creek, go over and look down the hole.
Yeah. We'll go to Estelle.
All right. Can I go over to the trap door?
You can. Mm-hmm.
All right. Is the trap door open?
Yes, it's wide open. There's a wooden staircase that descends down into what appears to be an undercroft.
Is it super dark down there?
It is pitch black.
Um,
The light source from this room is not really illuminating much here, so you're only seeing very, flits of light come into the room to get wash over these bodies. And then now that you're here, you can see fully with your cat's eyes.
Okay. I'm looking at my cloak of the bat. Which says you can fly a near distance as your movement while in a shadowy area.
Oh, this is totally shadowy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's also a curse on this, but I'm not going to say what it is until it actually happens.
Oh, great. Do you want to do something right now, or do you want to wait till your friends get here?
But that's a whole other round. I'm going to glide down there.
Okay. So you glide down into the darkness.
Okay.
We go to...
I gotta roll a d20
CJ.
real quick.
Oh, yeah. Do your spell, correct. Nice.
All right, I'm fine.
15 on the die. You pass. CJ, what do you do?
I'm gonna, now that everyone like ran past me, I will move into the room. You said there were dead bodies that were bleeding.
On the floor. They're dead officially, but they are fresh bodies within the
around here.
all over the floor where you're standing actually.
Oh, okay. I go to inspect the bodies to see like what might have killed them.
Sure.
But also while I'm doing that, I'm going to bite one of them and drink some of the blood.
Oh.
Have we seen this behavior before?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Have you seen this behavior before?
We've been together a year. I would assume we've seen this happen.
It's only happened very recently after we
found
came
that
across
wand.
some treasure in a cave of some kind. We came across some treasure. I got really sick the next day. The heartburn was like the worst that day.
Oh god.
And then I was like, oh, maybe there's something that needs to happen to get this to go away more frequently.
So it's
And
heartburn.
then I started doing this a little bit more.
Blood is your
you saw it happen,
Pepto-Bismol.
You were like, that's weird, but like, it's a goblin thing, maybe.
Blood is your Pepto-Bismol.
Yes.
Disgusting. Yeah, you'll slurp down some blood from these fresh bodies, and that'll quench your thirst. And cure your...
I don't want to take the extra. I don't want to take the D8 damage.
No, it also quell the heartburn too.
Yeah.
Redmond stuff.
It might have been the powder. It might have been the blood. I don't know.
Yeah. Nate, you want to join your group in there?
But I am still inspecting. I am overall inspecting the bodies for like what might have killed them.
Are you sure you want to join your group?
I was
Bludgeoning damage.
So CJ, give me a intelligence check to see if you can
Excellent.
figure this out. Oh my god,
Just
why'd you
what I
choose a
needed.
black dice? I can't see it at all.
It's a 3.
I mean, they got hit in the head, and their heads are caved in. That's probably how they died. But other than that, you can't tell anything else about their wounds or anything like that. Nate, you join the group in here, and I'd say as both you and CJ enter the room, you just kind of see that flit of Agatha swooping down into the darkness there. Nate, is there anything you want to do before we end your turn?
I mean, I was curious about the other room back here, but looks like we're heading in here.
Okay, gotcha.
Sure, this church might have had some more secrets.
Well, perhaps you can find out next time. So I'd imagine as Agatha jumps down, the rest of you all gather around the trap door opening, the secret door opening, and you look below, and I'd imagine the camera kind of from Agatha's view, looking up, seeing the three heads poking in, and what do you see, Agatha? We'll find out next time. Episode 2 of Tomb of Horrors, or should I say, Church of Hyperius Horrors. We'll find out. We'll find out. But we're really just hitting the tip of the iceberg here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A lot of investigation going on here, a lot of introductions, but I had a blast. I mean, all your characters are really coming together nicely. What do you think?
I'm enjoying this.
Really fun. Loving it.
This is good.
I will probably go ahead, Chris.
I love that 3 out of 4 of us do this.
This feels like an evil party.
We're not
We're
evil.
just flawed
We're just
characters,
very
miss.
self-serving.
You're eccentric.
I'm not evil.
Flawed like everybody else.
That's right.
I don't think any of us are good people if we're looking for cannon fodder.
We're certainly not. I don't think we're good at all.
Wait, hold on. You suggested I didn't want to take cannon fodder, and I think Agnes approached me about
Who's
trying
Agnes?
to get that guy.
I know.
Agatha was just like, we could use him this way, and you're like, yes.
Well, someone's
more
gonna
evil?
die.
Like,
Someone's gonna die.
But who's more evil, the one who asks the question or the one who gives the bad answer?
That's true. That's
Like,
wisdom.
I don't really think we're evil. I think we all are.
Oh,
Selfish.
Flawed.
Flawed.
Wow.
Anti-heroes.
Yeah.
No, I'm
yes.
perfect. Agatha's absolutely perfect.
Well, we'll find out what happens to this ragtag group of anti-heroes. Definitely not evil people. Next week we play again on Wednesday, which is what is it next week? Is it July next week?
Yeah.
July.
Oh my God! Stay tuned
Oh,
for more Shadowdark as we are entering our first, what I would say maybe, Shadowdark region. And also check out next week. I'm gonna be running Shadowdark 2 for Wally DM and a couple other YouTubers. Kind of coincided with this start of this campaign. I was like, they wanted to run it, so I'm running it on their channel. I'll post something on the community tab and social media next week as well, gearing up for it. But it's all Shadowdark all the time right now, and we'll see you all next week on the tabletop.
Woo!
Have a great night.
Night, everybody.
Peace.
Good night.